this tutorial, we're using an 18cm timber base, and to get started, I've just cast on in the usual way. If you're not sure how to do that, you can check out some tutorials on our website, and I've done that with a single crochet through each of the holes, and then I've joined the round, ready to begin the first round of the wood stitch. So you mostly use like a half double crochet for this. So what we're going to do is we're going to skip the first stitch there, and we're going to go in through the second stitch. So we will yarn over, insert the hook through here, and then we'll yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And then we're going to do the same thing again, but we're going to go back through the stitch that we missed. Yarn over, and pull through 3. Okay, so next we're going to skip the next stitch again to continue the pattern, but here's where you've just got to be careful, because this is not the next stitch. We've already crocheted through that one. So this is the next stitch that we're going to skip, and then we'll insert the hook through here. So we yarn over first, pull through 3, and then we go back through the stitch that we skipped. And then we just continue this pattern all the way around. So skip this one, go through here, so your beginning round should look like this. And you might think, oh, it's a bit gappy for a basket, but don't worry, it all comes together. Keep watching. So I forgot to mention before that I'm using a 7mm crochet hook for this basket, and I'm using t-shirt yarn, and this particular yarn is from Ministry of Yarn Shop. So I've continued the pattern almost all the way around the base, and I just want to show you what happens here, because the stitches are just a little closer together, so it can get a little bit confusing. But we're going to skip this stitch here and go through the next one with our half double crochet, and then back through the stitch that we missed. Okay, so with the wood stitch, we do not join each round, we just continue on. And this is where it changes a little bit, because where we insert the hook to continue the wood stitch pattern, it just changes a little bit here. So what we're going to do, see how you can see the diagonal posts going this way? They're sort of, we're going to use them as our markers. So for our first stitch, we're going to go through the bottom of this diagonal post. We're going to go through there. So a half double crochet again, we'll yarn over, going to go through here. So you need to just pull, I just pull it up a little bit higher and go through, and then we'll yarn over, and we're going to go back through this gap just there. And pull through. Okay, so now we've gone down the bottom of this one, we're going to insert the hook into here. So the very bottom of that next diagonal post, yarn over, pull the yarn up a little higher, yarn over, pull through, and then this time we're going to go through the top of that last diagonal post. So we yarn over first and go through the top there. And this is where you'll start to see the wood stitch pattern really come together. So that's another stitch. So we yarn over, look for the next diagonal post here, through the bottom of it, pull it up, yarn over, and go back through the top of the last diagonal post. So I'll show you that one more time. Yarn over, through the bottom of the next diagonal post, yarn over, through the top of the previous diagonal post. Need some more yarn. And pull through. So you can see how that gap that we had from the first round is starting to close up, and you can see the beginning of that pattern start to build. So if you like, you can start to flip your basket walls up. I find it a little easier then to continue on this way. Okay, so that's pretty much it. You just continue that all the way around without joining, so you don't end up with a seam and it will just keep growing. So I'll keep going and then I'll come back and show you how I finish it off. So I'm happy with the height of my basket walls now. I've just done 4 rounds. If you want to continue building your walls, you just keep going. The wood stitch is actually ideal for making a deep basket because it's a really thick, sturdy stitch. So it's great for high basket walls, but just so I can show you how to finish off, I've left it here. Now, a little tip is when you first cast on to your basket base, if you always make your beginning stitch through the hole directly under the basket base's logo, it means you'll never lose where you're up to. It's like having a permanent stitch marker to refer to. So even though we haven't been joining each round, I know that this is where I started, so I know when I've sort of got round to the other side. So what I'm going to do now, just to finish off, is I'm going to go straight from my last wood stitch, and I'm just going to do my usual slip stitch around the top of the basket base. So I go through the bottom loop, or the front loop I should say, of the previous stitch, and just pull it, yarn over and pull it straight through. A slip stitch. And this just creates a nice neat edge nice and finished for your basket. So you just continue that all the way around. So there you have it, guys, a neat little wood stitch crochet basket ready to use. Happy making!